Hey guys, I have a really cool pedal to show you today from my buddies at NUX Effects. This is the Solid Studio IR and Power Amp Sim. And what IR means is impulse response. I will get into some of the nerdy stuff, but I'll also link the website in the comments so you can actually check out the specs for yourself, because as we know, I'm a player, not as much a thinker. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so from my perspective, anybody who would enjoy using this pedal is someone who has limited amount of gear, like say you only have one microphone to mic up your amp. Well, this has 8 microphones to mic up 8 different cabs and also 3 different types of power amps. It's just an endless combination of different things. So I'm really excited to show you a few different tones that I dialed in using this pedal. As you can see, all the classic selections of microphones are there, like a Neumann U87 or a Royer or a Shure SM57. And then on the cab side, there are a bunch of different options for you. Vox AC30, Marshall 1960, greenbacks, vintage 30s, you get the picture. This thing is full of so many different options. So if you are maybe a session guitar player or an aspiring session guitar player, this is a really useful piece of gear, and it is so easy to just plug it in and go. And it's the way pedals are going these days, it's just getting harder and harder to discern what's a pedal and what's actually real. So you can run this thing in a multitude of ways between the DI, if you just want to go straight from the pedal into your interface, for example, and emulate a cab in a power amp. You can do that. That is the way that I am going to demonstrate this video, just to show you how easy and how good it can sound. There's also a variety of different options. Say you go to a gig and the back line is terrible, then you can use the pedal board in front of it, go in the through switch to the amp and a cab sim out to the mixer, for example, and just have perfect tone. And your sound engineer will also thank you for this, because he'll be able to dial in your guitar sound in the mix very easily. So again, there's no need to bring a giant cab to a gig if you don't want to. You can just use this pedal. It's kind of mind-boggling. Another awesome feature of this pedal, let's say you don't want to make a lot of noise when you're practicing, say, or you're on the road traveling. Just grab your headphones and plug them into this output right here. There's also a way to save impulse responses, and like I mentioned, that's sort of an advanced feature of this pedal, but essentially all you do is plug into this USB port, get it into your computer, and update the firmware, and you will have the ability to actually create and save your own impulse responses. And that is really like next level. For me, I'm kind of a tinkerer, so I will go through, like I said, my favorite sounds. I'm gonna just play whatever comes into my head based on the tone, and you will be able to see the versatility of this awesome Solid Studio IR and Power Amp simulator from NUX Effects. Also, I am going to use this. It's called the Atlantic. It is a delay and reverb pedal, also from NUX Effects, and this thing is awesome. It has an 80s, 70s, and 60s different selection for the type of delay. So that would be sort of like a tape delay, a digital delay, and an analog delay. And then there's also 3 different options for reverb, spring, plate, and hall. It has the hold for shimmer function, which a lot of companies are doing these days. I like that, by the way. So really, this is an excellent pedal by itself, but I figured I would pair these two together and show you how much you can get out of such a tiny little footprint. NUX Effects, you've done it again. And just to give you an idea of the sound of this pedal right off the bat, now I'll turn on the amp simulator and the cab simulator. Extremely responsive. The dynamic response is the first thing that jumps out to me. So before,